Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Hardcoring Guides, bringing my guide for Pragmata on Lunatic difficulty. Today we're doing part 2 out of 2 of the Terra Dome, Sector 3. Getting my words mixed up yet again. Well, so, I've got good news, and mainly good news. I finished the game on Lunatic. I beat the final boss, not the secret ending. I didn't know there even was a secret ending. Well, I had heard that there was, and I was like, that's not real. And then only to then find out that, yeah, it's real. So, yeah, in order to get the secret ending, for anybody that might be wondering, you need to 100% every location as far as I'm aware. And then you need to beat the game, and then you have to go to the unknown signal and finish all 10 of the challenges, which are not that hard, which is funny because the architect guy basically, I know I'm kind of spoiling things, but there's a person that says, like, oh, I made these too hard for you. And it's like, not really at all. Okay, I don't want to spoil too far, just because, like, this game did just kind of come out, so I don't want to spoil too much. But you do have to go back and fight some pretty, I wouldn't say hard, there's something that's going to be difficult to do in order to get the final ending, and that's what's kind of kicking me in the ass right now. And I'm doing this on the same playthrough for a Lunatic, and yeah, it might be a little harder, which, again, Lunatic is, strangely enough, not as hard as it could be, but that's besides the point. Yeah, I know I should be talking about what's going on in the chapter, but there's not really much. We just now got access to having multiple secondary weapons, which is really nice. Only tactical and I forget what the other one was called. I know it's tactical is green, defense is blue, so I guess offense would be red. Attack, I guess? Yeah, attack. So we have 2 attack slots, and we have 2 attack, 2 tactical, whatever. It's kind of annoying you don't get more defense or more primary options, because that would be really helpful sometimes, but whatever. I mean, it's fine. You don't really ever need more than one of those anyway. Usually when I'm going with defensive stuff, and I only ever use the grip gun to begin with, so there's no need to ever have the assault rifle, which is something you do earn in this chapter. Alright, so we got a lockdown fight going on right now. Looks like a couple of the big shield guys with one of the samurai ones, and I just activate overdrive a little too early. You want to wait for these guys to actually be walking around before you activate it. So that was on me. And well deserved, to be honest. So that's what I get for doing that. Also, this is still the middle of the sector. And I don't think I did any off-screen grinding in the middle of it. Because I'll record for like an hour, and then I'll get to the boss, and then I'll die to the boss and make it a separate video. Well, I mean, it's going to be the same video as this one, yes. But I will, when I'm recording it, I separate the video just so I can go grind and then go fight boss. So you'll probably see the grinding results at the very end of the video. But yeah, for these guys, I like to just use the stasis net. I didn't know this for the longest time, but you could actually upgrade the stasis net. Well, I knew that. But I didn't know that the stasis net could have a heat upgrade too, or that it actually affected the heat buildup anyway. I didn't know that was a thing. If it really truly was, I'm not sure. Because as you've seen before, we've had the shockwave gun that just eliminates the heat bar like it's nothing sometimes, and it's really cool. So I don't really pay attention to the upgrades that I get. I know they tell you on the side, but I don't really pay attention to it. I'm always thinking like, oh, it's just something I'll probably use, and then I'll just buy it. So, well, whatever gun I normally use, I'm gonna upgrade regardless. That's just how it's gonna go. And if there's anything extra, if I get any extra limb around on hand, then I'll probably just end up using that for something for fun. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty long episode. We got a lot of stuff to cover. So sit back, grab a cup of orange juice and a celery stick, and, well, let's game, brothers. I think I was already, no, I wanted to go back to refuel, but I could have. I guess I just said screw it. So I will be reading these to show you what you have to fight. There's 2 walkers, and there's like an impeder. This one has 2 watchers and an impeder, or 2, or something like that. So it's just a pick your poison thing. And if you stick to the right side, there's actually a storage unit that you can pick up. So that's something if you really want to go get. If you want to 100% this game, stick to the right side, or at the very least go to the second right room, I think it was, for your reward. Either way, eventually you'll come around to it. And I'm not going to do both sides of the fight. I'm not going to Bic Benedict this and do everything. No offense to Bic, though. I mean, I like how he does that, but that's just something that he does, and that's too much for me to do. So, yeah, he's a perfectionist, and I understand that. You know, I have those moments where I'm the same way. And I'm mainly just referring to his Gears of War playthrough. I don't think he's ever going to do Pragmata. I don't think he would ever have an interest in something like this, but I don't know. I'm not him. So, beats me. And this is the Impeder. They basically shoot out mines. We've seen them before, I'm pretty sure. And they're really obnoxious to deal with. Best thing to use against them is just a freeze hack, so that way you can just keep them still, and they don't have to keep launching on mines all the time. Maybe you can just go pick up the chest right there. Maybe. Crushers, that's what they were called. Yeah, okay. So the big fat ball guys are crushers. We have a spider and an Impeder. It says one, but we'll see about that. And then, of course, you have a laser right in the middle you're going to have to watch out for. This one you're going to have to jump over. And there's going to be one later on that you're going to have to not jump over. So, kind of a funny little thing. Unfortunately, laser does not attack our little friends, though. But, it's okay. Yeah, don't mind me getting hit. It's going to happen. I'm just kind of being dumb. This is still... Honestly, this is still at the point in time when I was just adjusting to Lunatic. I probably should have actually beaten the game on Lunatic first. But, you know, I really thought I could do it. And I'm like, I can do this. And I did. And now I get to show you all my mistakes. And I get to talk about different things. And especially the boss of this stage. I was fighting him again, and I kind of learned something... Well, okay, I never really exactly figured it out yet, but... He spawns mines in the fight, and mines are used to... Like, you can use them against the Luna worm, you know, the Luna Digger worm. And other creatures of sort that you fight. You can actually hack the mines to attack them, too. Which is pretty cool. Also, there's a red door to your left and a regular door to your right. So, once again, pick your poison. But, since it's a red door, I'm going through it. Because I'm crazy. 2 lancers and a spider. How easy. Only 1 spider, too, for a red door. Like, come on. 2 crushers and 2 crusher Mark IIs. Basically, just 4 crushers. That's all you have to... It's either you fight that or you fight the 1 spider and whatever else we had. 2 Impeders or something. There's actually... I found out. I don't know if I didn't do it on screen, I don't think. Because it was one of those... I'm going back to grind. Off-screen thingies. But I did find a red door that actually did give me some slight amount of trouble. Where it was just huge amounts of enemies. And I was surprised to see that. I was like, whoa, I didn't know this game could do that. And I'm going to fight these guys, which, nothing too bad. I don't think the laser... Yeah, the laser does go through the shield. Okay. Which makes sense. And then just, I would say, put down a shield or a decoy and then just attack the spider first. Just get rid of him. Because he's the easiest one to get hit by. So, yeah, sorry guys. I don't mean to call you out, but it's true. You guys are kind of easy to avoid. Except the one time when I got hit. But yeah, back to the boss talk. He lays down mines, and I was trying to test out to see if whether or not you could get him to get hit by the mines, but he never did, so I don't know if that's even possible. And you can attack him when he clings onto the wall, and I'll talk about that when we get to the boss. So I'll give you guys the option, or let you guys know of your options that you can do that I found. Or I should say that I kind of knew of but never participated in because I'm an idiot. So, not that you would be dumb if you didn't do it, it's just like I'm dumb. I'm just kind of just giving myself shit for that, so don't worry. As long as you guys beat these guys, you know, then you've got it. That's all that matters. And if you want, you know, you can always go back and play the game again and get better and learn new things, and we can all tell each other about all these cool little tricks. Because I would like to know some cool little tricks, because... I don't know. This game, I feel like it's missing, you know, I feel like I'm missing things. Not that the game's missing anything, but I feel like there's things that I just don't know about yet that I might be missing, and I do kind of want to learn it, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. No, won't we? Yeah, I was about to do... I know this sounds kind of lame, but I was going to do another Let's Play thing today, but I was like, I probably should record commentary right now. Because if I'm going to do anything video-wise, I should probably get this one done, because I'm running out of space on my computer. Because these guys take up a lot of space. I mean, hour-long recordings, and then on top of that, I have to go into an editor, and then that just eats up gigs because I have to cut these videos in half and make them into separate videos, and then I have to go back and re-edit them together with commentary. Which reminds me, am I even doing commentary right now? To be fair, yes. Okay, good. I'm always kind of worried about that. Yeah, here I get to show off the laser. Never do that because I don't care for the laser. I mean, if you like it, you like it, but I don't really particularly care much for it. I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad weapon to have like while you're hacking because it does actually usually stay in one place, so it's not hard to hack with it. It's one of the few weapons I can say that does that. I mean, Shockwave, you can hack with that. Charging the charging rifle, you can hack with that one too, but I usually just launch the shot after I've already gotten the hack completed. But yeah, once these guys spawn in, and there's just too many of them, which is something I continue to bitch about, Like, there's not enough enemies. But then, as soon as there's a ton of enemies, I just whip out a shield, and I whine and complain that there's just too many, so... I don't know. No, like, I like this. Like, it makes you feel like you're actually engaging with combat, even though I'm hiding behind a bubble shield, but it makes use of every weapon, and that's what I love about this game. I just hide behind the shield, wait for overdrive to kick in, and hit them all with whatever. Even if you don't have overdrive, it's pretty easy still. You just hide inside the shield and hack whoever, and if you got multi-hack, great. If you don't, that's fine. Just keep attacking for heat and keep going for finishers. And that's kind of mostly what most of the game kind of just does anyway. Oh god, is it raining? I thought I heard it earlier, but I think it's actually raining right now, and I really hope that doesn't start storming in the mid-video. Well, hey, if it does, that would be kind of funny, though, all things considered. Did I miss that training data? I hope I didn't. That might have been the one I missed, because there was one I did miss a while back. No, I picked it up. It's right there. I thought so. But yeah, it would be kind of funny if it starts storming, because we're recording the Terra area. And you don't have to pick this up, by the way, if you really don't want it. I don't like it at all. And it switches out automatically, switches out your primary weapon. So if you're like me and you like the grip gun a lot more, then I would suggest just sticking with that. Now, it does have heat buildup, and you can burst fire it. You don't have to actually have full auto on it if you don't want to, which is something I kind of forgot even existed. So I guess I did technically kind of screw myself over multiple times, because I kept using the automatic system instead of actually just doing the burst fire thing. So, yeah, that's kind of on me on that one. And I eventually get everything upgraded in the abilities and attachments area, so... And I just buy heat just in case. Heat's pretty useful. I mean, again, because getting those finishers helps out a ton, and plus it just, it knocks back enemies, and you do a ton of damage, and so forth and so forth. Also, I did find out that there are, I think 5, maybe even 6 different bingo boards, and once you get the last one when you go to the unknown signal area. So, basically post-game content. And if you get more coins, if you finish all the bingo boards and you get more coins than you have, I am kind of spoiling things a little bit here, but you can exchange them for money, which is really cool. And it's funny, too, because this game's made by Capcom. Well, it's made by, at least published by Capcom or something like that. Somebody, maybe a Capcom dev crew, I don't know. Point is that, there's a lot of Resident Evil similarities with this game, and my god, they did do that. I was surprised by how many different Resident Evil isms this game does have, which I also like how it doesn't actually go full Resident Evil either. It's quite nice. But it's cool that, it does kind of have some vibes of it. Because I like Resident Evil, I'm sure most people probably do. or at least a lot of people do. So, especially if you're a Capcom fan, you probably most likely like Resident Evil. God, being a Capcom fan, what was it, like 2015? No, was it 2011 to like 2016 maybe? I don't know. Or when did? Because I think Resident Evil 7 came out in 17. I think. Well, I'm just saying, like, you know, with Resident Evil 6 and stuff, people didn't really care for that one. And Street Fighter 5 was kind of a bit of a mess. And I'm not personally a big fan of Mega Man 11. I like Mega Man 11 for what it is. I just, you know, I'm not really good at Mega Man 11 or really care much to play it. I used to be a fan of Mega Man, but then that's kind of fallen over the years. I've just gotten tired of him. But it happens. It's one of the classic platformer games that I always kind of look at with a little bit of a side eye, like, do I really want to play that? I don't know. Like, I'll play Mario. Like, I can play Mario World. You know, I can play Mario 3 or whatever. Sometimes even, God forbid, Mario 1, but I like Mario 1 up until World 7. Then it pisses me off real hard. You know, I like things like that. But I think about Mega Man out of, like, the classic era NES games. You know, I even like my Metroid 1s. You know, I like Metroid NES as well. But I'll look at Mega Man and be like, I don't know. Which is something, too, I've heard that this game takes place, apparently, hypothetically. It's theorized that it takes place in the Mega Man universe, but I have no clue. Honestly, if it did, I wouldn't hate it. I mean, I don't really care. But I do kind of like having it just as its own thing. And I know it's too early to be asking for this, but I would really love to see a sequel already. Then I could totally see it happening too. And if they do a sequel, don't listen to me. Don't take my advice. Please don't. I love Dead Space 2, dear to death. And you probably already know what I'm going to say. What if they make a Dead Space 2 for Pragmata? You know, like, what if Pragmata 2 is more like Dead Space 2, where it's pure action, and it's short and sweet, but the action and replayability make up for it, like a ton. And I don't want that for Pragmata 2, though. I don't want it, which sounds wrong, but hear me out. I want more content. I want more fun stuff. I don't want crazier gameplay. You know, I want more cool guns. I want more cool stuff to play with. Oh yeah, here's the introduction. Of creepers. These guys suck. So pretty much, right before they attack you is when they'll pop out of their little invisibility cloak, and it's really obnoxious too, because you'll either get grabbed or you'll dodge at the right time, and it seems like there's just no in between with them. I've tried shooting them like mid camouflage, but that doesn't get them out of it. It's really obnoxious, and I hate it. But yeah, if I had to ask for a Pragmata 2, I want like a longer game, you know, just a bit longer. Not super long, but just maybe 8 shelters, quote unquote. What am I doing? Oh, I missed something. That's what it was. Yeah, maybe like 8. I keep saying shelters, 8 sectors, you know, instead of just the 6 that we get. Yeah, you have to go up the elevator to get this, I believe. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, don't mind me being a little bit dumb. And if anything, maybe... Because, like, the game's colors are fine, but there's a lot of blues and grays, I've noticed. But the game looks good. I'm just saying that, you know, artistic-wise, it looks good, too. It's just that, for me, like, I've seen all these colors a lot. And at least the Terra Dome has greens, because they have, well, you know, forest area-like things. Also, yes, I know I'm not really doing a very good job at guiding anybody through this, but there's really no reason to for things like this. It's the same... Look at me, just missed that net. It's the same thing for... I mean, you know, the game is mostly the same throughout, except for very particular fights. Oh, by the way, there's a creeper behind you. Yeah, I didn't notice that until, like, after. I don't think he aggroed until a little bit later. Or, well, I end up finding out because I do the overdrive. And he's just hiding right behind me, so... Unless maybe this knocked him back, I don't know. But either way, you gotta fight one of these guys. Just make this your priority. Don't worry about the creeper behind you. Who cares? I mean, most likely, he ain't gonna mess with you. And if you got overdrive by now, just, use it if you wish. Or save it up or whatever, And here I'm just using sticky bombs because I think I know what they do, but I really don't. I know they get rid of lines when you're hacking. And as far as I know, they explode whenever you hack somebody. That's what I've always assumed, but I'm not even sure if that's even the case. And same thing with mines, too. Not just sticky bombs, but mines as well. Like, the hacking mines are kind of weird. Like, you can hack the mine, and it's an easy hack. Like, you're not hacking the robot itself, but... And you can also get, like, multi-hack and freeze and stuff, and it'll actually freeze everybody that's in that area. But does it set off the mine after they got hacked? Because it never really feels like it does, and I'm not really sure. Alright, that's block number 3 out of 4. Making good damn progress. Yeah, I might just do a Let's Play of this. Because I was going to do Ratchet Size Matters, and I'm kind of thinking to myself now, it's like, damn. I really do like this game a lot, don't I? Fuck. Maybe I should. I don't know. There's your weak spot. It's really hard to hit, too, obnoxiously enough. Oh, speaking of spider things, since it's on PS Plus, I decided to, well, actually give it another shot. I tried out Spider-Man 2 again. I gotta say, it's not bad. It's not bad. I remember when I first played the first one, I liked it a lot. I went out my way to get the platinum and everything. And I didn't care about any of the... I didn't really notice any of the, that type of stuff, political stuff, at all. Because back then I didn't really care. And I didn't even know that Mouse PI for Hire also ended up having some unsavory characters in it either. I didn't know, man. I saw a cool looking game and I bought it. I've been waiting for it. And then when it came out, I realized it had hardly any games that this company made. And it seemed kind of weird at first, but I still got it because I'm an idiot. So, I don't know. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of everything just being politically driven. Now you might say, well, maybe Pragmata might be politically driven too because they're trying to get people to have kids. That might be Capcom's way of doing it. I don't know. Like with RE9 in this game, maybe. I don't know. I just want a fun game without idiots, idiot outside people trying to fudge everything up, man. This game's good. This game's high quality. I think this game's good. So, yeah. The hell? Okay, hold on. What game was I talking about like a second ago? It was before Mouse PI. It was something else. Not RE9. It's something else. Well, I said I was going to want to do a Let's Play this and then also play Ratchet Size Matters. Well, either way, I think I was probably just done with whatever conversation I was starting anyway. I have probably not much else to add to that conversation besides just fuck the agenda type people. I mean, I know every game kind of has some levels of politicalness to it no matter what you do because everybody is just political regardless, but I don't know. I just want a fun game, man. That's all I ask for. That's all I want, big guy. I just want a game that's fun. I don't want to support a bunch of idiot dickheads that, try to ruin everything for everybody. Just miserable people, basically. Well, misery loves company, as they say. So, it's true. Which is funny, because I probably shouldn't talk about this. Maybe it's a little bit more personal than it should be, but, well. I was getting kind of angry today about things. And the moment that... Well, it's funny, because, after I got angry... I did a recording of my Ape Escape PSP game on my Let's Play channel. And I was kind of angry and negative throughout that. And then I watched YouTube, and one of the people I watch uploaded a video about, if you're angry, use that energy for something else. Go work out or something or whatever it is. It just seemed like a really odd coincidence. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I should put all my effort into something constructive. So, hey, that's what I'm kind of doing right now, right? I'm basically doing something constructive. I'm making a guide, and I'm trying to be somewhat entertaining. I know I'm not as funny as I am on my Let's Plays. That's because, like, this is not that. These are not meant to be funny. They're meant to be fun. So, watching me go through and beat a game quick and fun like. Also, I love the little rooms, like the hidden rooms that you can find. I think that's so cool. And the way they look, too, like the very Earth, regular, home look to it's kind of neat. So, yeah. I think it's confirmed I like this game a lot. I was talking about the dev teams of Capcom. Oh yeah, I was talking about the era in which Capcom was just kind of falling down a little bit, but they picked themselves back up. Street Fighter 6, Resident Evil 7 and 8, and to some extent even 9. By the way, there's a creeper right there. Yeah, it took me a minute to notice. The camouflage worked. I'm surprised. So, and I got surprised. Yeah, look at that. See, Shockwave, nothing. Nope, you have to time your dodge at the right moment. So, if you ever need practice with dodging in this game, now would be a good point to do so. Because these guys certainly give you that. And look how hard it is just to kind of hit behind him. Like, you're going to have to either stun the bastard or hack him quickly enough, or even dodge behind him that way in order to hit the weak point. It's really annoying, but that's just how it is, unfortunately. And luckily enough, creepers are not that bad to fight. They only spawn only ever spawn like maybe 1 or 2. And even then, like as soon as they pop up, just dodge or just mash dodge and it'll be all right. You can mash dodge through a lot of this stuff and still actually get the quick time dodge off of it. It's really nice.
Seems like it only got rid of the trees in here.
Sorry, I'm kind of yawning, but I'm a little bit tired. I kind of just started my day gung-ho, doing things. And I woke up a lot later than I had hoped, too. I set my alarm and everything, I still woke up later than I should have. It's really obnoxious. So now we have a Crusher Mark II. Thank goodness I remember their name now. And you can hack the little mine things, and it actually sets off and opens them up, too, which is really nice. And after that, it's the same thing with any other Crusher. Hit him with a classic stasis net, build up heat, hit him with a piercing, hit him with a shockwave, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Same old Crusher concept. And try to save your overdrive too. You're only fighting like one guy. So it's really not worth just wasting overdrive for one singular dude though. You should only really use it if there's a ton of enemies around you, and maybe you're I don't know. Depending on the enemy types, I guess. Like if it's just regular walkers, I wouldn't really waste it, especially again like on these assholes. I mean, it's pointless. Because what are they gonna do? And plus, I already brainwashed a couple of them, so let them fight. And walkers are easy to deal with, even though Mark II versions are pretty easy to deal with too, which is nice. And not to mention, this game is like super generous about just everything. Even though I wasted almost all my shockwave ammo, I can still get more back. Eventually, because we'll just either find something like this, or we'll end up, this didn't give it to me, but, you'll end up just getting to a shelter pretty soon, so. This game is super generous about just damn near everything. Now, there was that little tiny gauntlet that we did go through earlier, like that 3-4 wave gauntlet thing we did end up at. And, it is a pick your poison. Like, if you just pay attention to where you should be going or which one you want to fight, then you're good. And even if you don't have weapons, I mean, even just the pistol itself is still good. It's crazy, man. I feel like this guide is more... I feel like this guide's less of a guide and more of a... Let's just praise Pragmata for being good. Or at least I think it's good. I heard somebody say it was extremely mid because it's just... It's the same thing like Resident Evil. They do the same stuff. It's kind of whatever. I mean, it's Resident Evil, but with a hacking system. And I think that's absolutely wrong. And I don't know... I get where they get that idea from, because it has very Resident Evil-esque vibes to it. But even then, that's just blatantly wrong. If you missed half of the other stuff you do in this game, because apparently you have. Alright, so we have an impeder, unfortunately, and of course we have the little hacking thing, the dangerous hacking thing over there. So I'm just going to go ahead and stun these guys for a bit and just deal with them as I see fit. There's 2 impeders, actually. I didn't even see him. But this would be a good time for an overdrive hit, just to take out whoever I can quickly, because I don't want to deal with impeders much. So yes, even I do kind of sometimes, like I've mentioned before, like I want better, stronger, harder fights, and even then, like I'm not saying that like the fights themselves are never difficult or challenging at the very least. I'd say challenging. We don't really have a lot of difficult fights. We have fights that have some challenge to them, yes, but there's times where I kind of wanted just a bit more. That's all. The game's fine either way. It's just me being a... Well, me wanting something more that nobody probably else wanted. And I feel like this game was made for... like a specific group, like where... Not a specific... It's made for everybody, but... It definitely feels like one of those games that takes in consideration a more casual market than it does something like me. Whereas like Resident Evil 9, you know, it's Resident Evil. They have their hardcore fans. And they know they do. And to be fair, this is also the first game of this franchise, if it even gets one. Which, I mean, to be fair, if Pragmata doesn't get a sequel, I'm not going to cry too much. I could see it happening. I mean, I'm sure they probably sold a lot by now. I feel like this game did a good job, but I'm not sure. I haven't checked that yet. But I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, just to conclude my argument about this game not being just Resident Evil, but, you know, in space. Well, you have weapons that all do relatively different things, which, yes, I understand that, yes, Resident Evil does the same thing, where there's weapons that do different things, too. Shotgun, rifles, rocket launchers, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I know. But the way that this game works is, like, it's all a... It's hard to say because it's too... It is pretty casual friendly, so it's really hard to describe exactly, but the hacking mechanic is... It's not really even convoluted, really at all. It's actually pretty easy to kind of grasp, but it does... Like, it's the main thing, you know, it's the main part of it's the main component, so that's one big giant thing that's different, yes. Which the person did say that's the main thing was, you know, it's a hacking game, so... but gun-wise, like, each gun is something to kind of think about. What the hell am I doing? Each gun is something to kind of think about and consider. Like, the stasis net can stun enemies. The, you know, rifle does, like, a ton of damage if charged, but you have to wait for it to charge. The shockwaves is a good shotgun for quick bursts to fire. You know, the pistol is just a pretty just basic pistol, but... like I said, each weapon brings something different, like, you know, the hacking mines. Oh, I didn't realize it either, but the jackhammer is really cool. The jackhammer melee weapon's really cool, and, you know, just does a lot of damage against people that aren't hacked, too, which is nice. And then you have defensive items, you know, you have the drones, you have the shield, you have the decoy. There's different things to play with. It almost feels like this game has builds, but it really kind of doesn't, but it's less of a build game and more of an arsenal of what you have type, like what do you want to bring to the table and then change it that way. I guess, yeah, basically a build. I don't know what to describe it as. But when you play this game and you actually learn this game, which doesn't take very long, it takes you about maybe a third of the playthrough to kind of just understand the mechanics pretty quick. Which I'm glad. You know, this game doesn't take very long to learn. At least for me, it didn't. I'm not trying to be cool, you know, or humble brag or whatever, but I'm just saying in general, like, this game's not too difficult to grasp. So, anybody can get into it. And once you get it, it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then you kind of want to experiment with it a little bit more. And I guess that's the main thing about it, too, is, like, experimenting. This game feels like your college days, you know? You're just experimenting with things, and whatever. It's too late now. If I get flagged for this video, oh well. I guess I'll just redo the commentary or something. Which would be terrifying because I usually delete these videos after I'm done with them. So, if I ever lose... Oh my god, if I ever lose a video for Hardcorean... Oh, it's gonna suck. I could just cut that part out, if anything. I mean, I'll only... Yeah, I can cut it out. Yeah, okay. I guess the joke was just that bad that I have to probably do something about it. That hardly ever happens. Okay, cool. Well, just in case. I don't trust YouTube and I don't trust anything really anymore. Also, I found out that I did not have the red key for this door. So, oops. Even then, it's definitely a super difficult door either. So, it's fine. Alright, we're getting close to fighting the main boss. The Garden Keeper, I think it's called. Something like that. It's Garden something. That's all I remember. Either way, he was the toughest boss for me for like the longest time. Like super difficult for some reason. Because I just didn't really understand how to fight him properly. And then I kind of learned. And I'm going to show you how to not fight him properly. So, get ready for that. Because this is still back before the time I actually kind of figured this boss out much. And I apologize for that ahead of time, by the way. But I'll tell you guys right now that just be patient is the key. You don't need to go crazy hack like I did if you don't need to. Same thing with the second boss too. Is like I got way too panicky and I kept thinking like, oh god, I have to hack constantly in order to get the benefits going, you know, stuff like that. No, just don't worry about it, bro. Just hack, do some damage, and dodge. That's all you have to worry about. And I kept messing that up, so... I'm here to tell you right now... That's what happens. You could always go with mode chip-wise. You could always go with the gunfire one. But I don't think that ever stacks, though. I kept looking at it and thinking that it would, but I don't think it ever did stack. As far as I'm aware. I think that only happened like one... Because I was doing like 190 damage at one point. Later on. Technically another boss. And... it never went up any higher when I was doing... more of the gunfire node thingies. And this is me after I died. Just re-changing up everything again. So you guys get to see this one more time. I didn't have the proper setup, I guess. Either way... This is what I ran with, and this is going to be the win run. And this is me just showing that, hey, I did go back and I did grind. I show you guys I got all the bingo stuff. We got the blackout. I did all those challenges. I might even show off my upgrades that I might have gotten in the grinding session. So you can see what I have now. Shockwave's almost completely upgraded, which is really nice. I think that was me showing off the things I upgraded, actually. I don't mess with auto-hack much, to be fair. It's not really the most useful thing for me. I don't know. Not that I'm great at the game or anything, I'm just saying. And I can't get that... I can't get the second stage finished because... Oh yeah, here's also my mods. I can't get the second stage 100% because you need to have the dead filament ability in order to, like, the ability to break that stuff down. So, sorry about the squeaky chair again, but I don't have that. That's late game stuff, kind of. All right, here we go. So the boss has a couple of attacks in the first phase you need to watch out for, and once we get inside the room, I'll talk about that in a sec, in case somebody skips ahead. All right. Bad time to yawn. So basically, there's a couple of different attacks you really need to be watching out for. And like I said, just be very patient. Like if you ever, once you hack him once, then just go for damage. And then hack him again, go for damage, that kind of thing. You don't need to be super quick and crazy like I am. And I was breaking the mines because I kept thinking to myself, oh god, they're going to go off at some point. I didn't know that they never go off. So this attack right here, something to be careful of with that move, is that he'll probably end up actually tail swiping you. By the way, if you happen to have Brainwash, it'll give you a few seconds of reprieve. But or confused. It'll give you like a few seconds. And also come into this fight with Overdrive. So you have it either for the first phase or second. Preferably just whatever. I mean, second phase is, preferably, but either way. And here I'm just hacking the underbelly. Well, they all get hacked regardless. I'm just attacking that while he's down. And the tail swipe is the main thing you need to watch out for every time. He does give you a indicator that he's going to do it. And there's like a side swipe move. And you just jump over it or even dodge back and it should be fine. Especially if you time your dodge properly, like right here. Which is very useful, you should be doing too, by the way. That's something to keep in mind for bosses, is that dodge mechanic is super helpful. Now, something I learned in another fight, or when I fought this guy again in a later fight myself, basically, if you stick behind him, he'll probably end up doing more tail swipes. So, or maybe like near his underbelly. If you kind of just attack that, he tends to go for more swiping attacks. And if you are having trouble kind of dodging a lot of his moves, like his laser move's pretty easy to dodge, but like his tail slam move is pretty scary. That one's pretty dangerous. If you're having trouble dodging those, I guess one thing I could try suggesting is try out sticking next to him, which this boss makes it not the easiest thing to do sometimes because he'll run away, but the point is that if you stick underneath him, he'll probably end up doing tail swipes more often, which is something I didn't really know at the time. And now that I know about it, that's something I do suggest. It's just sticking close to his side and attacking him that way. So you don't have to deal with attacks like that, for example. And also, almost every attack that he does will probably randomly sometimes end in a tail swipe. So something to kind of look out for as well. Like this move right here, it can end in a tail swipe as it does right there. And again, when he's attacking, try not to hack while he's attacking, unless he does the tail slam or the laser. There are certain moves where where you have perfect opportunity to hit him, but to be realistic, it's all about just kind of figuring out which attack has the most recovery. And the laser one, he recovers for a bit. Good time to hack him. That sort of thing. That's the first true main advice I can really give is wait for an attack to come out and then hack and deal with them that way. And this is once again something I kind of was messing up and didn't really understand very well. But you don't really need to hack the mines. And I'm not sure 100% if these mines will actually activate and hit him. Because I tried doing that and it didn't work, so I either did something wrong or whatever. I used to think these were timed and you have to destroy them before it's too late. That's why I'm hacking them all. And I don't think you need to do that. Just worry about the lasers and try to knock back the incoming missiles. And you can, if he's still hacked, you can hit him with a charge rifle from a good distance and hit him with some decent damage. Which, that's something I also recommend coming to this fight with, is the rifle and the shotgun, for sure. And sticky bombs, just to give yourself the ease of not having to deal with the unfortunate red targeting. Like the red, hacking block items or whatever. These nodes, these red nodes. You don't want them to be there. And I'm also running in with heat because... Oh, I fudged that up. Yeah, I really fudged that one up, but that's okay. I'm running in with heat just so I can kind of build it up and just get a nice little knockdown. And here's me just giving up on the whole, like, I'm not getting bothered with that anymore. If you happen to have some explosive nodes, I would also recommend bringing those as well with you. The hacking nodes that explode. That way you can get some slightly decent damage on them. Here's me just getting some extra little shots in, because why not? But you do have the time to do it. Also, hacking does do good damage. So, if you do knock him down, you can hack quite a bit. There's a video I saw of somebody doing that. Had like really fast hacks and just completely decimated the boss. No, that was the final boss, that was. Well, either way, I don't remember the video in question. It was just something I found, so I apologize. I don't remember. And shield does kind of work a little bit. However, it does get broken pretty quickly, too. So, both decoy and shield are not the most useful for this fight. If you're going to go for anything blue, I would just suggest maybe the hacking drones at that point. Or the little, bug drones. Yeah, keep in mind again that he can attack with a tail swipe, but if you do back up after an attack, if you do get far enough back, he usually won't go with a tail swipe. But if you are close enough after an attack, he probably will end up doing it regardless. After most attacks, so. I'm making this look like it's difficult, but in all reality, it's really actually not as difficult as I made it. And here's me just missing every shot because the tree's in the way or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I was missing everything. And if you wanted to, like, the shield itself does protect you from the lasers. If you're kind of worried about all that stuff, you can just use a shield on this part when he's hiding away. But using it when, especially with how low upgraded my shield is right now, using it early on with like his normal attacks will just end up probably breaking it anyway, so. And don't mind me getting hit, it's my fault. Realistically, you shouldn't be getting hit, you know, if you're paying attention to his lasers. Unlike me, so. And I almost got hit by that one too. Now you can just tell, like, just watching me play, it's like, oh, it's really not that hard, is it? Like, not really. Because he has a lot of opportunities where he lets himself get hacked. And it's annoying that he jumps back all the time. But even when he does that, you know, he'll probably do like a big laser attack, most likely, and give himself plenty of time to get hacked and plenty of time to get hit. And there's just plenty of time to do things. This boss is not hyper aggressive as I thought it was, and that's the main thing for it. And of course, when you get overdrive, just waste it on him and get rid of him. So, yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't help much in terms of commentary wise. It's difficult to explain when you're on the go, but I was panicking while I was fighting this guy because I was terrified of fighting him again. Because he gave me the most grief, and now that I fought him plenty of times, I was like, oh. No, I just suck. So, at least I learned, right? At least we learned. Alright, shelter upgrade. Heck yeah. We now have shelter upgrade. Well, technically this would be the third upgrade, I guess. And we can get some new stuff. Very cool. And I think I go back and grind after this chapter. No, I think I finish Sector 4 before I do that. I can't remember dead offhand. It's been a while. It was like a couple days ago. Yeah, I know. No, I think it was yesterday. Holy crap, it was yesterday I did all this. And I've already oh my god. Sorry. The hell's wrong with me? Holy moly. I'm dying over here. I can't do commentary for more than an hour, for more than 30 minutes. I'm telling you, this is why I do it, because I can't do it. But this game's enjoyable enough, so I was able to at least get through it pretty fine. So, yeah, with that being said, there's not much else I can really talk about. Just gonna go ahead and get rid of all the new stuff, check out all the new stuff, blah, blah, blah. New challenges available, blah, blah, blah. I think I do them off screen, I think. So, yep, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time for some more Pragmata Lunatic difficulty. And as always, take care, everybody.